This is WMBF News at 6.
Break-ins in Surfside Beach may have decreased, but officers are still on high alert. How they're helping to keep you safe and how you can help. And new documents have been released in the federal trial of confessed Charleston church shooter Dylan Roof. What they can mean for the case is up next. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Murano. Thanks for joining us tonight. Before we get to those stories, let's get a quick check-in with First Alert meteorologist Robert Whitehurst. And it sounds like you might need a jacket if you're headed out this evening. Robert.
Yeah, temperature's already...
Thanks, Robert. If you live in Myrtle Beach and still have debris left from Hurricane Matthew, get it to the curb now. It needs to be picked up during this sweep. Of course, you need to place it at the curb, not in the street or on top of any utility connections. If you don't feel like waiting for curbside pickup, you can also take your debris to the drop-off site at US 17 and 21st Avenue North Extension. And just a reminder, the deadlines to apply for disaster unemployment assistance are approaching. For Marion County, that deadline is Wednesday. Georgetown, Florence, Darlington, and Dillon have a deadline of next Thursday, and Horry County's deadline is Friday, the 18th. The Surfside Police Department says they've cut the number of burglaries in the town by about half. This time last year, there were 73 burglaries, and this year, as of today, there are 40. Police say burglaries from last year and this year were all targeting unoccupied homes and not linked to any violent crimes. In a developing story, new documents have been released in the federal trial of confessed Charleston church shooter Dylan Roof. In court documents filed yesterday, the federal government wants documents from Roof's mental testing to be made public. The government also wants next Wednesday's hearing on the matter to be open to the public. Still ahead, while many are still angry over the new president-elect, many are also coming to terms with the outcome of this week's presidential election. Who's now making amends with Donald Trump is next.
Completely different forecast tomorrow compared to what we saw today.
Well, I know we haven't seen rain in a while. When's the last time we've seen chilly rain, too?
Oh man, that's been a while. I mean, rain, we haven't had much really since Hurricane Matthew.
Right.
It's been several weeks now. Chilly rain? I don't know, probably a few months, I would think, at least.
That's not too bad, though.
There you go.
Maybe some people can welcome it. Who knows?
Headed out in the afternoon. That's iffy. If you get out in the morning, it'll be fine.
Sounds good. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. South Carolina has won its first 3 games with new quarterback Jake Bentley lining up under center. All 3 were at Williams-Brice Stadium, so today came his biggest test yet on the road in the Swamp against a Florida team that is likely to take the East Division crown. Also, it's the return of Will Muschamp. He spent 4 years at Florida as the head coach. Early on, that Gator offense gets rolling. Look left, Austin Appleby on the QB keeper. Goes 33 yards down to the South Carolina 6, so the Gator offense comes rolling right away, and Appleby goes to Keontae Lewis for a 6-yard touchdown pass. That'll put Florida up 7-0. It was a tough afternoon for South Carolina. Jake Bentley finds Hayden Hurst on 3rd down. Hurst can't hang on to this one after getting sandwiched, and it was just that kind of day for the South Carolina offense. Later on in the first half, Appleby to Amon Fullwood. That's an 18-yard touchdown. Florida goes into the break up 14-0. In the 4th quarter, well, Florida picks up 2 more field goals in the 3rd, and then in the 4th, South Carolina gets down to the 1. David Williams pushes on in. The Gators held to just 2 field goals in that second half, but as we said, just not South Carolina's day. 3 for 13 on 3rd down and a couple of turnovers, so it is Florida that gets the win by a final score of 20-7. Finishing up right now, down to the wire, Clemson and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just stopped Clemson on 4th down and has the ball with less than a minute to go, down 42-40. There has been 12 combined touchdowns in this game. Impressive stuff all the way around from the offense, not so much on the defense, and the Tigers need a stop to salvage this win and win the Atlantic Division and also stay in the hunt for the playoffs. Right now, 42-40 in the 4th. We've got state championship volleyball this afternoon with a Myrtle Beach gunning for a state championship, but Aiken proved to be a tough challenge. Check out Alyssa Fraser, who comes down with the kill. Later on, Seahawks trail 2-0 and look to answer. Gracie Davis with the kill, thanks to the set from Danny Hicks. And in the end, though, it's Aiken that proves to be too much. Shanice Horn and company take care of business. Great year for the Myrtle Beach Seahawks, but finished 2nd in the state, falling in the championship to Aiken. After a long regular season, we finally begin the playoff push on the high school football front next Friday. We've got a lot of 1A schools in good shape right now, and here's what you need to know about that. Region champs in 1A get byes, and so does Hannah Pamplico. So we've got Lamar, Lake City, C.E. Murray. All these schools are off. Thanks to that, Lakeview and Lamar are 10-0. Don't forget about that. So here are the matchups to look out for at the 1A level. We've got Hemingway at Scotts Branch and Green Sea Floyd's at Military Magnet. And then those three teams you see there, all with byes. The playoffs are coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun on Extra Point. Still ahead, one last look at your forecast. We'll be back in a bit.